Alright, hello world, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to do some coding challenges, but rather than LeetCode, we're going to do some slightly simpler ones. In this case we're going to be doing something called Codingbat. And then you can go to codingbat.com. They have two different versions or different programming language that they support, Java and Python. Their challenges are more or less easier than LeetCode generally, so that's that. So it's good for beginner if you're just getting started with coding challenges. And today we're going to just do a few of them and see how much we can go through in like 20 minutes. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So we're doing warm-up 1, Python sleep in. The parameter weekday, so as you can see, that's a function header, right? And here you can say the parameter weekday is true if it's a weekday, and the parameter vacation is true if you're on vacation. We sleep in if it's not a weekday and we're on vacation. Return true if we sleep in. So we sleep in if it's not weekday. We're on vacation. So you can really just write something like that. And you can see that works. All correct. Basically, the reason it works is since really all values in Python can be turned into Boolean value, and especially if they're really just Boolean values. In this case, weekday being true or false and vacation being true or false. If not weekday, that just means okay. If weekday is false, right? Then this clause will return true. Or vacation. So if vacation is true, then it's just going to be true, false, and it's going to be false. So if either of these conditions is true, then we'll just return true. Otherwise, return false. We're not going to sleep in. That's that. First challenge done. Okay, next one. So I might have done some of these challenges like a while ago, but yeah. Let's see. So given an integer n, return the absolute difference between n and 21, except return double the absolute difference if n is over 21. So we can say if n is over 21, then we return the double of absolute difference between n and 21. So now we can just do n minus 21. 2 times. Oh, yep. So that's that. And then otherwise, it's just going to return n minus 21 minus 10. They want the absolute difference. It might sound confusing at first, but really, it's ask you the absolute difference between n and 21. And if n is greater than 20, and absolute difference, that means no negative, right? It's just absolute value, always positive. And since n is greater than 21, right? Obviously, and then n is greater than 21, so we do n minus 21, and then parenthesis, and then times 2. Otherwise, do the 21 minus n. Something like that. Okay. Step 21 done. Alright, near 100. So, given an integer n, return true if it's within 10 of 100 or 200. No absolute noms compute the absolute value of a number, right? So within 10 of 100 or 200, right? So in here, I guess we can do this. If n is greater than 110 and n is less than 90, or actually the opposite. N is less than 110. That's fine if it's equals to, okay, right, or 210, 190. It can return true. Otherwise, return false. There we go. That's that. And we can look at their solution. Absolute value. Sure. 100 minus 10, right? So if n, that's going to give you the difference, the absolute difference. Right? That works. Sure. Okay. You're 100 done. Missing char. So now, oh, okay. This is a slightly harder one, given not empty string and an integer n. With a new string where the char index n has been removed, the value of n will be a valid index of it char in the order of string, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Just remove the character. Alright, I can do a for loop. Because string is, you can't, string is immutable in Python, just like as in most programming languages. And since it's immutable, we can't really change string once it has been already created. So in here, I'm just, well, you can't, I don't think there's a way to remove it explicitly. But in here, we can do, create a new string, can loop through the stir. And then, or let's do for in range. Constant lanes. And then if n is n is not, well, actually, if I is not n, result plus equals stir bracket I. Return result. There we go. That works. So, oh, they use slicing a string. That also works, right? So, how it works is it's like a bracket and colon. It's going to give you a bunch of string, and then or a bunch of characters like substrings. In this case, front, that's going to give you a stir bracket colon n. And that's, as the comment says, going to give you up to but not including n. So for example, if stirs kitten, and if it's 1, that's just going to give you k. The back, it's going to give you n plus 1. So the front is always inclusive. The end is not inclusive. So n plus 1, right, that's going to skip n and then give you t, and then all the way to the end. Cool, that works. And then you add them together. Okay. Alright, missing char done, monkey trouble. We have two monkeys, and B, and the parameter A smile and B smile indicate in future the monkey smiling. We're in trouble if both are smiling and neither of them are smiling. Return true if we're in trouble. So, in here, what we're going to do is, we're going to say if A smile and B smile were not A smile and not B smile. And just for organization purpose, we're just going to use parentheses like that. If A smile and a B smile, right, and then or not A smile and not B smile. So if A is smiling and B is smiling, that's this part gonna be true. Or if A is not smiling and B is not smiling, then we're gonna return false. And in here we can just return true. Otherwise return false. There you go. Alright, monkey trouble done. Pair trouble. So we have a loud talking parrot. The hour is a parameter that current hour in time of range of 0 to 20. So we're in trouble if the parrot's talking, and the hours before 7 after 20. Return true if we're in trouble. And here can I say if talking, right? If the parrot's talking and hour is less than 7 or hour is greater than 20. So something you need to add parentheses so evaluate this as a group, right? I'll do that. And then in here we can say return true. Otherwise we're not really in trouble. Return false. Perfect. Pair trouble done. Alright, postneck. Given two integer, return true if one is negative, one is positive, except if parameter negative is true, then return true if only both are negative. So if negative and A is less than 0 and B is less than 0. Return true. If negative and A is less than 0. Well, actually, and A is if. Oh, okay. Actually, no. Let me structure it like this. Negative if A is less than 0 and B is less than 0. Return true. Otherwise, return false. And in here, we don't really need else, but we can just add else anyway. If A is less than 0 and B is greater than 0, or A is greater than 0 and B is less than 0. So always once -1 is positive, return true. Otherwise, return false. There we go, all correct. Alright, posting done. Let's see their solution. Oh, their solution is smarter. Maybe. Well, they just, combine all the if statement into one. That's also possible. You can just return a Boolean expression, and that's what automatically be evaluated as a Boolean Boolean value. So that would definitely work. Okay. From back. Given a string, return new string where the first char and last char is being string. So yeah, let's go ahead and do the way that we, let's do the slicing string way. So for example, front, or let's just say first character. So first char, stir bracket 0, easy. Last char, stir bracket -1, easy. And then here we're going to do middle chars, and that's when the issue going to come. We're going to use slicing string again. In this case, we're going to slice from the first index all the way to -1. However, since -1 is exclusive, we are executing the endpoint, it's actually going to give you right before that letter, which is what we want. Right, middle character should basically have everything except the first and last characters. And in here, you can say return last char plus mid chars plus first char. However, there might be some issue. For example, if length of stir equals 0, it doesn't matter. If length of stir equals 1, then just return stir. If length of stir equals 2, return stir bracket 1 plus stir bracket 0. This will really only work if it's 3 or more, 3 character or more, right? But let's see. There we go. It works. See how they did it? I just did it like that. Sure. The similar logic, right? Last plus middle plus first. They get the last character, get the middle, get the first. Probably don't need these two. Or this, we don't really need them, but yeah. Alright, from back, done. Sum double. Give two integer values, return their sum unless the two values are the same, and return double their sum. So in here we can write something like if A does not equals to B, then return A plus B. Else, then return 2 times A plus B. So make sure you don't have make sure you need to have the parenthesis here. Otherwise, you're going to do 2 times A and then plus B, which per word of operation is not going to work. Right? Yay, got another star. Alright. Sum double done. That's it's okay. So they stored it in the variable and then they modify the variable. That's another way to do it. Interesting. I always I'm always interested to see what your guys' solution are. Alright, so we're almost done with warm-up 1. 3 more challenges. Makes 10. Given 2 integer value and be returned true if one of them is 10 or if their sum is 10. So here we can write something like this. A is 10 or B is 10 where A plus B equals 10. Return true. And also can just return false. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty easy one. Yeah, see, that's how they did it. They just returned this. Right? Which, you know, work because it's a Boolean expression. Right? These is each of them is a little Boolean clause, and you chain them together, Boolean expression, and it's gonna give you a Boolean value. Right? That will work. Makes 10 done. Let's do not string. So just add not to a string unless this character string already began with not. So we're going to do stir bracket 0:3 because that's going to give us the first 3 character. If they equals to not, then we're just going to say return stir. Otherwise, return not plus stir. Ooh, okay. So first of all, in this space. Yep. So make sure, right, being really careful, space, you know, matters. Here, especially in a string. Otherwise, you know, these characters will go without spaces, which is not going to work. Alright, not string done. We're going to do one last challenge, and we'll wrap up this video. Front 3. Only if LeetCode can be this easy, right? Alright, so this is arguably one of the most challenging, if not the most challenging question in the entire warm-up 1 category in Python. Given a string, we'll say that the front is first 3 characters of the string length is less than 3, then front will be whatever there. We're going to use string, which is 3 copy of the string. So, first of all, we're going to define front, and front, we're going to say 0:3. That's going to give us the first 3 letters, right? And I think one cool thing about slicing a string is that even if the index does not exist, it doesn't give you an error. It just don't give you that part of index. And then here, could just say return front times 3. Let's see if it's work. Yeah. Okay, so it works, right? And then, yeah, so it doesn't matter the length. Even if it's empty, 0:3 will still give you whatever is there, or whatever it can get, right? A, B, whatever. In this case, front times 3. That's just the equivalent of front plus front plus front, right? Yep, there we go. All right. So we use about 18 minutes and 40 seconds, and we wrap the entire warm-up 1 in Codingbat Python. But yeah, if you have any question or comment, feel free to comment down below. This is pretty easy. So if you're a beginner looking for some coding challenges, Codingbat's a good place to start. But yeah, if you have any question or comment, feel free to comment down below. And as always, stay safe, have a good rest of your day. That was me, out.